Jamichael Mitchell is a 24-year-old mentally ill man. He has schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, lived in Portsmouth, Virginia, and had this favorite 7-Eleven down the street that he, in his delusions, thought that his dad owned, but that was not the case. Jamichael didn't know his father, and his father was not present in his life. So in his delusions, he thought, not only did he think his father owned the 7-Eleven, but he also thought his father was Bill Gates. So he goes into the 7-Eleven quite frequently and takes things that he wants. So one day he goes in and takes $5 worth of snack foods. I believe it was a Mountain Dew, zebra cake, the snack cakes called zebra cakes, and Snickers bar. They call the police arrest him. This has happened before with him. They put him in the Portsmouth jail and then transfer him to the Hampton Roads Regional Jail. Now they're supposed to transfer him to Eastern State Hospital after about a week for treatment, so that he can basically be restored to competency. He's found to be incompetent to stand trial pretty quickly. So he was very much known in the system. So they're supposed to transfer him, but the first transfer order either didn't get sent or got lost as soon as it arrived, because there is no evidence that actually ever made it to Eastern State Hospital from the court, from the judge that ordered his transfer. So then months go by, and Jamichael, after allegedly stealing $5 in junk food, is still sitting in the jail. Well, the judge, says, okay, after a few months, let's send another order. So they sent the order, but the admission staff was overwhelmed or says they were overwhelmed, and one admissions worker stuffed the order in a desk drawer with about 11 or 12 others who were supposed to be transferred from jail to the Eastern State Hospital. So it went in the drawer. Meanwhile, Jamichael had been losing weight in his cell by himself. He frequently smeared feces on the wall. He was not eating his food, apparently, because he had lost so much weight. And then he actually ends up dying in jail in his cell. And it took a while for this story to sort of take off, but it did, and people started paying attention and realizing that, hey, there's no accountability for local and regional jails in Virginia. There is no one that's going to go in there and say, this is unacceptable, that, these procedures were violated. The jail conducted its own investigation and cleared itself of wrongdoing, but there was no state agency to come in and say, did the jail follow its procedures, and are the procedures appropriate to prevent someone from dying? He lost 46 pounds over 101 days, which is quite a bit of weight. The medical examiner ruled that he died from wasting syndrome, which is basically rapid weight loss, also cardiac problems. So he was only 24. Yeah, so that clerical error, the initial one, I don't know. I mean, can we go so far as to say it cost him his life? I think we can. I think, if that paperwork had been sent, he would have been transferred out of the jail and hopefully taken care of at Eastern State Hospital. If the second one had made it by then, was it too late? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say, but he was already he already lost a whole lot of weight. He needed to be seen by physicians outside the jail. Yes, the General Assembly in Virginia, which is basically the state legislature, the General Assembly is going to be meeting in January, and one of the lawmakers has made this a priority, and he's trying to figure out which entity should have it. Should it be the Office of the State Inspector General, which sort of reviewed Jamichael Mitchell's death, but the report didn't come to any conclusions about how he actually died. So should the Office of State Inspector General have more authority to do this? Or should it be, say, the Board of Corrections, which is in charge of licensing local and regional jails, but not in charge of inspecting them when there are allegations of wrongdoing or questionable deaths, et cetera, et cetera. So they're looking at that. I think something will happen. I think there will be movement on that this session coming up in January. So we're going to be following that for sure.
Sarah, you have some good topics on here. I am enjoying reading your articles, but I'm not enjoying the episodes of these that take place. It's very unfortunate that a lot of our mental health patients fall in the crack because the first thing they should have done, because the community already knew that this guy had a mental health problem, he should not have went to jail. He should have immediately went and had a 72-hour hold evaluation. It sounds like if he's having some delusional, that means that it's a possibility that he could have been psychotic. So not only was he a danger to himself, he was a danger to other people. So incarceration should not have been the first answer. He should have automatically had that 72-hour hold and been evaluated, since everybody was aware that this guy has some mental illness.